Before anyone ever questioned her, before a single word like shoplifting was even spoken, there was already a story unfolding quietly in that wheelchair. A story most people never bothered to ask about. She wasn't defined by what she couldn't do, but every morning reminded her of it anyway. Simple tasks took effort, patience, and courage that others never had to think about. Yet she moved through the world with a kind of quiet grace, learning early that stairs were easier to endure than explanations. People saw the chair first, not the young girl sitting in it. They saw limitation, not resilience. What they never saw were the nights of pain masked by a smile, the determination it took just to show up, or the strength built through years of adapting to a world that rarely slows down. She carried herself with dignity, not because life was fair, but because she refused to let hardship harden her heart. And standing just behind her, always watchful, was a father who had learned to be both parent and protector, filling every role without complaint. Together, they weren't looking for sympathy or special treatment. They were simply trying to live, hoping to pass through unnoticed. But sometimes, the quietest lives are the ones tested the loudest. It happened in a moment, the kind that turns ordinary days into unforgettable ones. A quiet stop at a store suddenly shifted when an accusation cut through the air, sharp and careless. No one asked first. No one paused. Eyes turned, voices lowered, and assumptions filled the space faster than facts ever could. She felt it immediately, the weight of attention, the heat of judgment, while sitting there, unable to simply walk away from the situation or from the stairs. Her hands trembled, not from guilt, but from shock and humiliation. In that instant, dignity became fragile. The whispers felt louder than the accusation itself, each one silently deciding who she was without knowing a thing about her. For her, it wasn't just about being accused, it was about being reduced to a label in front of strangers. A moment of misunderstanding became a public trial, and the verdict seemed decided before she could even speak. The store felt smaller, tighter, as if the walls themselves were closing in. This wasn't just an inconvenience, it was a reminder of how quickly compassion disappears when judgment takes its place. And as she sat there, exposed and overwhelmed, one truth became painfully clear: public humiliation leaves scars long after the moment passes. In that charged moment, before fear could take over, a father stepped forward. Not loudly, not aggressively, but with a calm that came from years of putting his daughter first. He had learned long ago that raising her meant staying steady when the world wasn't. He positioned himself beside her, close enough to be felt, close enough to remind her she wasn't alone. There was no hesitation in his voice, only quiet certainty as he spoke, choosing respect over rage even when every instinct told him to protect her at any cost. He didn't see a scene or a crowd, he saw his child being unfairly judged. As a single dad, he had faced sleepless nights, hard decisions, and moments of doubt, but this was different. This was about her dignity. He asked simple questions, offered calm explanations, and refused to let assumptions define her character. In doing so, he risked drawing attention to himself, risking embarrassment or escalation, but none of that mattered. What mattered was standing between his daughter and a world too quick to accuse. In that moment, strength wasn't raised voices or threats. It was restraint, presence, and unwavering love. And sometimes, the bravest defense is simply refusing to step aside. As the situation unfolded, it became painfully clear how quickly judgment fills the gaps where understanding should be. People had already made up their minds based on what they thought they saw, not on what was actually true. A wheelchair, a quiet girl, a tense moment, somehow that was enough for assumptions to take root. No one stopped to consider her character, her upbringing, or the values she lived by every day. The truth was there, but it was invisible beneath layers of bias and impatience. This wasn't just about a misunderstanding in a store. It was a reflection of how easily society confuses circumstance with guilt. Facts moved slowly, but judgment sprinted ahead, leaving no room for compassion to catch up. The father felt it too, that invisible wall built by preconceived ideas, where explanations were heard but not immediately believed. And yet, truth has a way of standing firm, even when it's quiet. It doesn't shout. It waits. In moments like this, the difference between who someone really is and who they are perceived to be becomes painfully obvious. The hardest part isn't proving innocence, it's realizing how easily dignity can be questioned when empathy is missing. And that realization lingered far longer than the accusation itself. When the truth was finally revealed, it didn't arrive with drama or raised voices, but with a calm certainty that left no room for denial. The old man finished his sentence, and in doing so, he dismantled the image the husband had built around himself. Wealth, influence, and reputation suddenly shifted hands, not through force, but through facts that could no longer be ignored. The room watched as the man who had moments ago felt untouchable now stood exposed, his arrogance stripped bare. Every cruel word he had spoken echoed back at him, magnified by the realization that he had humiliated someone deeply connected to a power far greater than his own. For the guests, it was a moment of reckoning. Some felt regret, others embarrassment, but all understood they had witnessed justice unfold in real time. The woman, who had endured the humiliation with grace, was no longer standing alone. She didn't need revenge or validation. Her worth had been proven without her having to say a single word. In the end, it wasn't money that delivered the lesson, but character. And as the room fell quiet once more, one truth remained undeniable: respect delayed is not respect denied. When the moment finally arrived, it wasn't her words alone that revealed the truth, but the small, unguarded details in how she behaved. Character has a way of surfacing when we believe no one important is watching. The way she looked at the disguised woman, the patience she showed or withheld, the tone she used, the space she allowed or denied, all of it quietly told a story. There was no script for this moment, no time to prepare a better version of herself. This was instinct, not performance. And instincts are shaped by values we carry every day. Whether she responded with warmth or with distance, with dignity or with disregard, those choices reflected how she truly viewed people she considered beneath her. The millionaire wasn't searching for perfection, he was observing honesty. He knew that kindness offered freely is different from kindness offered strategically. In that interaction, there was no advantage to be gained, no image to protect, and no praise to receive. What emerged was her natural response to vulnerability and humility. And in that quiet exchange, without confrontation or accusation, her true nature stood fully exposed. Because when comfort disappears, authenticity has nowhere to hide.